universe. So therefore, they were very pious souls. Kadamba Muni was a great sage, and as such, he was very austere. He was always ready to give up bodily comfort and just for a higher spiritual goal. So he had cultivated a lot of detachment. Still, somehow or other, we're seeing that Swayambhuva Manu comes with his very qualified daughter, Devahuti, and offers that daughter in marriage to Kadamba Muni. So one might wonder, why does such a sage desire to enter into the Grihastha ashram if he was really so detached? Why bother? Why not just be satisfied within the self and free word and leave it at that? Because the Grihastha ashram means to expand in this world, and with that, so many arrangements. Whereas the sage had chosen a path in the opposite direction. He had chosen, there is the Pravriti mark and the Nivritti mark. Pravriti mark is the path of expanding in the material world, and Nivritti mark is the path of ending material existence. So a sage who had chosen the Nivritti mark, why would that sage enter into marriage? But he did so. And she followed him in great austerity and not caring about her beauty or anything, although she was a princess and therefore had grown up with great opulence. She followed her husband. And she was ready to be very austere. And in this way, she sacrificed personal desires. But still, being a woman, deep down in her heart, she desired a child. That desire is not just a quick desire that is awakened by some association in the external world. We have so many desires. Advertisement. Yeah. Oh, yes, I want the new phone. Yes, I want it. You want it. Yes, I want it. I do. I want a new phone. That's a desire that is awakened by some association. In passing, one might say. But the desire to have a child is a much deeper desire, especially in a woman. The entire female body is meant for that purpose. It's designed in that way, and then there is the psychological aspect to care and so on. So Devahuti desired a child. Kadamba Muni, he also desired, and they had duly performed austerities for their purification. Then Kadamba Muni showed the powerful yogi that he was, and he created all kinds of mystic things. There was a pond, and all these maidservants came out of the pond, and they took Devahuti into the pond, and there was some place where they were bathing her, and they just restored her in her original beauty and glory, and dressed her up really nicely, and so on. And there she was, princess reborn, And then Kadamba Muni, of course, he had a simple hut, right? And so far, his wife had also lived in this hut. But then, things changed from there, because he didn't just get a house, he created a plane that was like, there was a mansion, was a park, there were lakes, gardens, everything was there. And the whole thing was flying in the sky, all by his mystic power. Kind of nice place. So they were in this nice place, and in this way, they were enjoying. They were enjoying, and each other's company, and they embraced, and lusty desires were also awakened and also present. And that is the interesting thing about Kadamba Muni, because a little later, first there are so many daughters, and then in the end, we see that Lord Kapila Dev appears. And so Kadamba Muni is an example of one who had material desires. He had other desires, anya abhilas. He had desires other than just pure devotional service. But nonetheless, he was also a great devotee. So this goes together, right? It is possible. And he engaged in satisfying his material desires according to religious principles, which is dharma viruddha bhuttesu kamasmi bharatas. So engaging in satisfying material desires, especially sexual activity, according to religious principles, is purifying. And so one can follow that path and actually become completely free from all material desires. Such kind of sexuality is very different than the sexuality of this world, which is driven by unbridled lust. Such uncontrolled lust is bringing one deeper and deeper into the bodily concept of life, and makes one more and more forgetful of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, which is exactly the opposite of the real goal of life. Vasudeva Paragati. It is Krishna, Vasudeva. He is the ultimate goal in life, somehow or other. Smartavyam satatam Vishnu vismartavyo najata sit sarva vidhi nisedushu etayor evakingram. To always remember Krishna and to never forget him. All the regulative principles of the scriptures are simply meant for that purpose. And that is a normal state of consciousness. If one always remembers Krishna, never forgets him, that's normal. And anything else is when one is bewildered, in illusion, by some sort of mental covering. It's like sometimes there are people who are imagining they are somebody else. It's like, or they see things that nobody else sees. Like, this is not a harmonium in front of me. It's a spaceship disguised as a harmonium. You see, they're very smart. They're trying to infiltrate our movement. So we have to, when no one's watching, we have to burn the harmonium. There's no other option. It's like, it's completely logical. Completely. Makes complete sense to burn the harmonium. Whereas we go, what are you doing? You're crazy. You're burning the harmonium. I mean, are you out of your mind? No, it's a spaceship dividing the skies. So the mind can change reality. The mind can just change reality. We've just changed the harmonium into a spaceship. The mind has this capacity to just change anything into anything. But, oh yes, we can do. And everything, it's this Atmavan Manyate Jagat, that we are perceiving reality through the mind. I was driving a van in the Himalayas. Right here, 3 kilometers down, straight down. The person sitting next to me is sitting on the side of the drop. I go, how many centimeters? How many centimeters? 10, he says, 10. Okay. How much? 5, okay, 5. 5 centimeters between us and a 3-kilometer drop. No railing, sweating. Then a truck came from the other side. Oh, Krishna. And meanwhile, we are high in the Himalayas, and there are beautiful snow mountains, and the sun is shining on the snow mountains, and the devotees are going, what a beautiful view. And I'm going, yeah, what a beautiful view. It was all a matter of perception. In the same situation, but perceiving it quite differently. So everything is a matter of perception. And when we are seeing things independent and separated from Krishna, then what are we going to do? Then it all depends on us. Then we'll have to shoot meteorites out of the sky. Then we'll have to somehow or other throw nuclear bombs on different viruses and germs, to get rid of them, because it's in our hands. And if we don't do something, we will die. And then it's all over. It's the end. Lion appears on the screen, the names of the actors, it's like gone, over, end of movie. No, not this movie, because I'm the star in this one. This movie is called Starring Me. Here I am, yeah. Yes. So this is a life where we are the center of everything. The center of everything that exists. The center of everything we do. Even when we are giving some in charity, we do so also with in mind that something comes back to us, some respect comes back to us. When we say, I love you, we expect that after that, they'll also say, I love you too. It's ultimately about me. I want to be loved because I am the most lovable person in the entire universe. Yes. What to do? It happens to be me. I happen to, somehow or other, I don't know what's wrong with people. I don't know what's wrong with them, but they just have no brain. Somehow or other, I am the only one here who has some intelligence. I don't know how it happens, really. I mean, but somehow or other, it evolved in that way, Yeah, what to do? What can I say? I happen to be the most intelligent. And the most interesting thing is that the world has evolved also in the whole culture. And right now, this is a wonderful moment, because never before, as human beings, as exalted as we are now, never before has human civilization been as advanced as we are now. Of course, remember Copernicus, he thought the earth was flat. Well, he's not the only one. But he thought the world was flat. And of course, I mean, how could he do better with the information that he had? But now we have telescopes. I mean, just now, do you realize a new telescope, more powerful than Hubble, has been sent into outer space? Fingers crossed. It's still not operational, but if it does, if it does, this, I read about it. Listen to this. I read about it. It's very interesting. This telescope, it has a golden mirror. Golden mirror. Yes. And it's a very big, huge golden mirror. I forgot how big, but very big. Many meters, huge golden mirror. Gold, pure, solid. Gold. Gold. Yes, it's a golden mirror, and with that we can catch light that comes from very far in the universe. Do you know that it takes 8 minutes for the light of the sun to reach us? Therefore, if you see a change in the sun, know that change happened 8 minutes ago. Yes, you understood. You are laughing, young man, but you must pay attention. Did you actually get the point? Did you get it? The point is very important. 8 minutes. So then we can look at stars that are very, very far. It takes years for the light to reach here. Therefore, we're looking at the star many years back. And now, with this new telescope, this new space station, and the golden mirror, we will be able to look at the earliest planets in the universe. Yes, that's what we're looking at. We're going to be looking at the origin of the universe. You see, because that information takes so many light years to reach. And through this golden mirror, we will see. Then we'll know the origin of everything. You see? You're seeing? That's very happy. Yes. That's why it's quite clear. Previously, no one was as advanced as that. There was a time, primitive people used to think that there were gods on the clouds and angels and all kinds of creatures. But, by now, everyone has flown. And did you ever encounter anything up there? These things are now just down to the level of mythology. You see, now we know better. Therefore, just for your information, I'm an educated person. Have some degrees. Yes, therefore, I know. You may know or you may not know, but I know because I have degrees. You see. So in this way, an identity is constructed. Is thoroughly constructed. I have a passport, good one. Yes. And so on. I have money in the bank. I will not tell you how much. Yes. So I have all these things. Yes. So all these have built my identity very thoroughly, and my perception of reality accordingly. And this is the problem. Aham mameti, kriya kshetra tritya janasmohuyam mameti. And so we are born in the bodily concept of life. And so we are born with a false identity, a false understanding. And to actually see that all these things have no meaning. so many $billion space shuttle. Know me. Know me. Yeah. It's like the hospitals are going to be overrun. Therefore, everyone has to be vaccinated to death. Because we've got to save the hospitals. You see the point? We got to save the hospitals. Otherwise, it can't go on like this. You know, we can't deal with it. So, yes, these things are happening. But Krishna is in control. The Supreme Personality of Godhead, He is in control. There is this mantra asoj. There is this medicine of the holy name. This is the medicine that can cure all diseases. This can cure us from the rogam, from the worst disease, the disease of the heart. Heart disease. Have a heart problem. We can fix the rogam with mantra asoj, with this medicine of the mantra. It will. The heart, by nature, as Srila Prabhupada explains in the introduction to the Nectar of Devotion. He says the heart, by nature, is meant to love. There's a loving propensity. And everyone needs to love something. Right? If you don't love anybody or anything, then at least yourself. Narcissus. In the Greek mythology, who looked at the image of himself in the water. So beautiful. Yeah. But gradually, by transcendental knowledge, coming down from Krishna in the cyclic succession, it begins with Krishna, transcendental. Dharmam tu saksat bhagavat pranitam. Transcendental knowledge is revealed. Therefore, it begins with Krishna. Cannot begin anywhere else. No one else can provide knowledge. One cannot touch the tip of the toe of the Lord by one's intelligent analysis. It's not possible. Only when the Lord reveals himself can we know him. Therefore, knowledge begins with the Supreme Lord. Dharmam tu saksat bhagavat pranitam. Then evam param pratam imam rajarsiyo vidu sekalinaya mata yoganastu prantapa. Then it comes down in the cyclic succession and comes. And when one hears such knowledge, such transcendental knowledge, yes, then it can cure us from blindness. My parents, for some time, lived in a house which had a backyard and then very high hedges, very high. They were like maybe 4 meters high, something 3.5, 4 meters high, really high hedges. And when I was sitting in that garden, I always felt, one day I felt like I was in an aquarium. It felt like that, such high walls. And I felt like, it was not drug-induced experience. I was sober, but just somehow or other, I felt I was in an aquarium. And then I realized that we are in an aquarium. This whole world is an aquarium. For a moment, I saw, here we are. Have you ever had an aquarium or looked at an aquarium? At the fish inside? Can you imagine, for a little fish, that's his world. That's his world. And we're peeking into his world. That's it. The world, that's the universe. It's super intense. So here we are living in this concept. And I was in this aquarium, I realized it, and I was looking for a way out. Is there a way out of here? I don't know if you ever had a feeling like that. Is there a way out of here? Yeah. I distinctly felt a need to get out of this artificial world. And I felt distinctly, I don't belong here. That is true. So these kind of feelings have made us seek for the truth, for Param Satyam. That is where where the Bhagavatam begins. Janadi yasya yatum vayat idharatas chate svabhikya savatteni brahmaridaya adhikavaye muyanti yatsuryaha tejo varimadam yatavinivyo yatatri sarganisadam nisvena sada nirasta kulkam satyam param dhimahi. So satyam param dhimahi, let us meditate on the absolute truth. Janadiyasya yataha. He is the origin of everything. He is Abhigya, and he is, that means he's all-knowing, the Supreme Lord, and he is also Swarat. Meanwhile, the demigods, even the Suras, even the demigods, are in illusion. And then it describes illusion and how one can see water in fire. And how sometimes the deer see water in the desert and run into the desert, but only to die from a mirage. So it is, so the Bhagavatam begins to describe the illusory energy, and how this illusory energy is just bewildering us, and how we respond accordingly. We take many things very serious. Did you ever have one of these intense dreams? Like some sort of nightmare. There's a great danger threatening you. Great, and you got to get away somehow or another. You got to get away as quick as you can. Get away. And then you wake up and you still want to get away. You still feel like getting away. It's not called, the emotions are take a little longer to calm down. It's still not okay. Let's carry it on with the harmonium as a spaceship, and then all these creatures came out, and this and that, and they got to get away. Now it's fear. Yes. Bhayam Ditya Abhinivesita Syat. That when we are seeing things separate from the Supreme Lord, fear. Immediately, fear becomes the predominant emotion. It's fear. We live in fear. Lock the door. Fear. Very dark. Fear. Everything. Fear. You know what I mean? Are you eating healthy? You can get, if you don't, you could get the big C. Fear. Yes. Or, of course, we are braving it here. When the first time I Googled Omicron, right, a cartoon came up of some monster who said that You killed one of ours. Now we will eat all your children. We will eat everyone on the whole planet. And we will start with the fire brigade. Yeah, I don't know. I just Googled Omicron, and that's what we got. Very interesting. Fear. So, but where there's Krishna, then where there's real Krishna consciousness, Anyabilasita Sunyam, where there's no other desire than Krishna's desire, then when there's fear, Krishna, Krishna Rakamarake, Krishna Manarakake. If Krishna wants to kill me, then who can save me? If Krishna wants to save me, who can kill me? So he will decide. He will decide. And he says anyway, for Samsi Janani Yata Vihaya, death is just changing dress. I hope we all change dress today. And so it wasn't such a big deal. Right? I mean, like, it was my last clean set, but I put it on, and it's the rest is coming. I know. I don't want to publicly. No, very good. We don't have a washing machine in the van, so it was not your fault at all. Yeah. So the point is that yes, Vasamsi Janani Yata Vihaya. They're just changing dress. Changing dress. It's totally not important. And here in Germany, Srila Prabhupada met with Dr. Wolf Wodkai, and there was a whole discussion about death, and Prabhupada started to say that actually the body was never alive in the first place. So there's no question of death, because the body, it was dead to begin with. It is just the soul that moves the dead matter around. It's the soul that's alive, not the body. There's nothing alive about it. The blinking and everything comes from the soul. There's nothing to do with the body. See? There's no life in this body. It's already dead. It was never alive. So we don't have to worry. If somebody dies, there's nothing to worry about, because it's just the soul just moves on. That's all. Soul doesn't die. So this understanding is where it begins. Spiritual knowledge. This is the understanding. Kadamba Muni was cultivating this understanding, that he was not the body. And so Kadamba Muni was developing detachment. But detachment is not the all in all. That's still not going to fulfill our heart. We can be free from false sources of happiness, the body. We can be free from the body as a source of happiness. We can be free from trying to enjoy, from the desires to try and enjoy the material energy. But that's not sufficient. We need to turn to satisfying the heart. And that comes in love. Just like what parents don't do for their kids. Right? Imagine, you've got yourself a tasty piece of pizza on your plate. Think about it. Then this little kid comes, sticks its grubby hand in your plate, yeah, and snatches it off your plate, yeah, just as you were about to take a bite. What would you do? Take a bite out of the kid? No, not when you're a parent. When you're a parent and this little grubby kid grabs your your pizza. Oh, my darling. Yes, take. Yes. It's amazing. I don't have children, so no one takes my pizza. Yeah, if you come too close to my pizza, yeah, the kid likes that. Yeah. Imitated the sound. Yeah. Well, so the example of parents who can sacrifice so much for their children, and all with love. Right? Now take that a step further and just take that towards Krishna, and just give everything to Krishna, and that is the most satisfying thing, to see Krishna happy. A glimmer in Krishna's eyes. You make something really nice, really beautiful, and Krishna, and then to see Krishna say, wow. When you see that Krishna actually appreciates and enjoys, what greater satisfaction is there than that? That's what it's about. Alone is just alone. Have you been a bachelor? Yes. A man alone, right? It's like a bachelor is a typical bachelor's flat has something in every chair. Yeah? Why would you put things in a cupboard? For whom? Right? Why would you try and make your flat look nice? For what? Right? What do you need all these chairs for anyway? Who's going to sit in? So you just use them, stacked with books, with clothes, with things. That's what they're for. Bachelor's flat. Right? It's like that. It's only when the bachelor finds a partner, and then, yes, then suddenly the flat becomes a playground. Now we make it very beautiful, very pleasant, and she's expert. Drapes some cloth here, drapes one there. Say, wow, what happened to my bachelor's flat? It turned into a palace. Yes. And so life has a purpose. And my only desire is to make you happy. Yes. So very good. Of course, there's a little bit of desire that you make me happy also. And yeah, this is the way it is. And here, this is just replacement of the original. Let us just satisfy Krishna. And the more we do, the more it gets good. And not hold back. So the spiritual master opens our darkened eyes with transcendental knowledge. And we immediately offer our obeisances. Namaha. We surrender. Not mine. Yes. Nothing. We don't claim anything as ours. That's what it's about. Nothing is mine. Everything is yours. My whole existence is yours. My body is yours. Whatever I have is yours. Right? That's the principle. Yes. I am just a servant. And this is the way that we can realize and connect with our real desires. Now, how to do it? Kadamba Muni was a man who had some material desires, no problem, but he engaged in devotional service. This is the trick. Whether you have material desires or not, engage in the service of Krishna. And so the attachment will gradually shift towards Krishna. And this is the perfection of life. This is truly what it is about. So in conclusion, Anyabilasita sunyam, to become free from all other desires. And to simply, this verse of Anyabilasita sunyam jnana karmani anapritam anukulyena krishnanu shilanam bhakti anukulyena krishnanu, engage favorably in the service of Krishna. And this way cultivate, yes, our natural love for Krishna. It is stated that this verse of Rupa Goswami has been based on a verse of the Narada Pancharatra. Sarvopari vinirmuktam tat paratvena nirmalam risikena risikesa sevanam bhakti uchite. And Jiva Goswami makes a comparison between the two verses. And said, Anukulyena Krishna nunu shilanam is to engage favorably in the service of the Lord, this way cultivate love of God, is equivalent to Rishikena Rishikesha Sevanam Bhakti Uchite. To engage always, to engage the senses in pleasing the senses of Krishna. And this is our business. Engage the senses in pleasing the senses of Krishna. And the senses suddenly, believe it or not, will become ecstatic. Amazing. It is something. It's just like in the beginning, prasadam has to go in a certain place. That's where it must go. But gradually, one also begins to give away. Give. And actually, there is a higher taste in this giving. Giving. Yeah. So giving out this mercy. That's where we are finding the higher taste. This is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, to give out the mercy. And this giving of the mercy, that makes us fully satisfied. That brings us to another level where we become selfless. Therefore, Sankirtan, or giving out the mercy of devotional service to others, is what actually will make us selfless. Then we will be able to fully satisfy Krishna and to no longer just be concerned with with my material desires, which assist what to do with these material desires. What to do. Okay, I can take a few minutes for questions and then I will retreat. I'll enter lecture a little bit early today. Yes, here I have Ananda Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
With
Krishna.
regard to the verse you quoted at the end, and serving Krishna fever, how can we apply this in our chakra? And what is the ideal chakra actually?
Japa. Yeah. Srila Prabhupada said that the focus in japa is that we should hear ourselves chanting. And of course, we should hear ourselves chanting very nicely. It should not sound like the kitchen sink. It should sound nice and clear. The names of Krishna should be nicely pronounced so that we hear. And that's our offering. We're trying to speak the names clearly, nicely, and hear. Of course, gradually, there is the name, there are the qualities, nama, guna, Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila. We're realizing the form of Krishna. We're realizing the qualities of Krishna. We're realizing the pastimes of Krishna. That can come by hearing, or it can also be revealed from within, and the combination of both is there. As our understanding of Krishna, not only intellectually, but also emotionally, is deepening, our chanting changes, and we begin to chant feelingly, right? Really, then we chant from the heart, and then we try to pronounce the name of Krishna. And as we're pronouncing it, we're trying to say it as nice and clear as possible, and we're hearing it, and at the same time we are relishing. And it said, and the Lord is dancing in our heart, right? At that time, the holy name dances on the tongue, and then the Lord dances in the heart. Now we're coming to the and one wants millions of ears, millions of tongues, and all that. Then we're coming to the perfection of chanting. But it begins all with hearing. Hearing. As we're chanting, the focus is on hearing. Then we'll break through to that other side where the name starts to dance on the tongue, and Krishna starts to dance in the heart, because we appreciate how wonderful Krishna really is. Yes.
You mentioned the verse about Vishnu, about remembering Krishna and not forgetting him. This is the purpose for the rules and conditions. So what makes us go daily on, like autopilot, not...
Okay, I spoke about the verse that we should always remember Krishna, never forget him, that this is the purpose of all the rules and regulations. Why do we go on autopilot when we're chanting? The reason why we go on autopilot is because we developed false attachments. So we developed attachment to sense gratification. And so we're chanting Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. I mean, where's the sense enjoyment now? I want to enjoy my senses. And this is not enjoyable. And we want prayers. We want immediate sense enjoyment, and not, we don't want any long-term benefit. So, because our senses have become predominant, and the satisfaction of our senses now is what drives us. That's why it's very hard to be attentive while chanting or while doing anything to remember Krishna. Because you're looking, whole day, looking. Sankalpa Vikalpa, is this enjoyable? Not so much for me, but is that enjoyable? Yeah, it's enjoyable. That enjoyable? Yeah. Oh yeah, that looks good. Like this whole day long. No, that doesn't. That looks nice. Constant. Sankalpa Vikalpa, Sankalpa Vikalpa. That's why we can't change. Okay. Okay, so this is the last question I can take, and the reason is I drank too much water. Or I have to go. Huh? That's okay. I can. What? Just speak. Just speak.
I can contact one senior lady, and she wants to be a devotee, but she feels that she's committed many serious offenses.
A lady wants to be a devotee, but she feels she has many serious offenses.
And she's afraid of chanting because she thinks that the punishment which Krishna will give her as soon as she comes in contact with him is too much.
She's afraid that Krishna will punish her because of all these offenses, and the punishment will be too much. Yeah, she sees Krishna as a punishing God. She doesn't understand how kind he is. She thinks that she committed so many offenses, but she doesn't understand really what offenses are, and that There's an interesting book from Hermann Hesse, and it's called Journey to the Morning Land. And there's a group of people, and they're traveling from here to Abendland, to Morgenland, which is India, to the east. And they have a servant, and the servant is taking care of the whole group. And the servant, at one point, Hermann understands that the servant is the guru. He's got it. He said, the servant is the guru. And he is actually beginning to follow the servant, etc. But then later, he encounters his own shortcomings, this and that, deviates a little bit. And one day he's being captured, and he is brought into some hall, and there's a tribunal, there is a court, and he is brought in front of the court, and he has to now, he is being addressed as the self-accused. So the self-accused, can he please present why he's guilty? And he becomes the prosecutor of himself. And he is pointing out all the reasons why he's guilty. Then the president of the assembly, who is the servant, he's the president of the assembly. And he says, no, this is all irrelevant. He said, your real faults, your real offenses, there's something else yet. Yes. And we stop there with the story of Hermann Hesse. But the lady is like that. She's saying she committed so many big offenses. They're minor. They're minor. They're not so big. They're not a big deal. The chanting of the holy name can chase it away like that. The holy name can chase away 1,000,000 Rahus. The holy name can purify it easily. Oh, dear lady, please chant. The holy name will save you. Don't worry. And offenses, yes, they'll come. But by the mercy of Guru and Gauranga, we'll rise above the offenses also. In this way, just chant the holy name along with the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. Job done. All right. Thank you very much. Dear internet devotees, I told you I have to take your leave, but I was very happy to be with you and looking forward to seeing you all again in real life very soon. Hare Krishna.